How can I run my line
No,
properly?
you fucking don't!
2 hours later.
And Thomas began to cry. I hope nothing bad happens to me.
Sometimes in sunshine, sometimes in style, sometimes with no time. She's a little handful of trouble, a bundle of fun. Glad you could make it, so glad you could come. Little Miss, we're waiting for you. Ready, steady, how do you come?
And appeal to you, Mr. Robinson. Just now for you for them. You will move. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This story is all about Mr. Small. He thought to himself, I'll go and see Mr. Robinson.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Out for a walk, are you? Asked Walter. Mr. Robinson looked down and down and down and down and down. But Mr. Small kept getting trapped by the eggs, so he left that job. Mr. Robinson looked out. I know somebody who writes stories for children. Perhaps you could work for him. So the following day, Mr. Robinson took Mr. Small to meet the man who wrote children's stories. Can I work for you? Mr. Small asked the man. No, replied the man. No! Mr. Small had thought about it for a long time, but hadn't had any ideas. Lunch. He was having half a pea, 1 clock, and a drop of...
Let's head for the malt shop.
He was having a pea and a drop of caramel. The trouble was, you see, that if you're as small as Mr. Small, you don't have a very loud knock. Mr. Small was very... This story is all about Mr. Small. Mr. Small was very small.
No shit.
When he got there, he climbed up the steps to Mr. Robinson's back door. I know somebody who writes stories for children. Perhaps you could work for him. So the following day, Mr. Robinson took Mr. Small to meet the man who wrote children's stories. Mr. Small was Mr. Small.
We know that, you
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
He knocked at the door. Nobody heard him. I've come. Can I work for you? No! Mr. Small had thought about it for a long time. Hadn't had any ideas. Not one. But he pressed the bell with his finger, and off he went. The door opened. Mr. Robinson looked out.
You darn kids, get off my property!
Mr. Small kept getting shut in. Mr. Robinson looked. But after he'd rested for a while, Mr. Small set off again.
Bam! Sorry, time's up.
He was thinking about it now, while he was having lunch. He was having...
Toast and marmalade.
How can I ring the bell when I can't ring the bell?
Wow! How original!
Hello, he said. What are you doing here?
I'm pulling a train, can't you see?
Can I work for you? Mr. Small asked the man. No. He was thinking about it now, while he was having lunch. He was having sausages and a drop of... Just then, Mr. Small heard footsteps. It
Was Gordon with... Oh!
Will you ring the bell for me?
No!
He was having sausages and a drop of tea. It was quite a long walk for somebody as small as Mr. Small, and halfway there he stopped for a walk. Mr. Small was having lunch. He was having half a pea and a drop of tea.
Disgusting!
Will you ring the bell for me?
Come here.
Oh, so he had another drop of lemonade.
No, he didn't, you fucking liar. Honestly, I wouldn't expect this kind of unprofessionalism from a fucking actor. I'm going, fuck you, you stupid fucking cunt.
Will you ring the bell for me?
No!
After he'd rested for a while, Mr. Small set off again and walked all the rest of the way to Mr. Robinson's house without stopping once. Will you ring the bell for me?
I won't, said the man.
Said Mr. Small. My pleasure, said the postman, and off he went.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
A female deer.
Looked at him.
But wouldn't you like to be happy?
She asked.
Oh, I'm happy. I'm very happy. La 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 la, see?
Now you can be happy.
Do you know what it said now?
You are now entering Laughterland.
Well, boys, we did it.
In Miseryland.
There's no more.
But, I don't know how to be happy.
And the king tried a giggle.
You've got...
Ready, steady, how do you do?
She saw a signpost. To Miseryland.
Miseryland? I never heard of that place before. I'll go there for lunch.
And she drove off down the lane marked Miseryland.
We're waiting for you!
No, you're not.
It's the most miserable place. They don't burst into song. They burst into song. You're under arrest.
I'm not.
I've only just arrived in Miseryland.
That makes it worse.
Why are these things not allowed?
Asked Little Miss Sunshine.
Because this is
How do you?
Welcome to Miseryland. Miseryland.
Misery. I never heard of that place before.
She gave him a big smile. You're under arrest.
Get a haircut, hippie.
Repeated the soldier. Little Miss Sunshine drove the crying king, and she smiled a big smile.
Take that stupid smile off her face, you silly girl.
Hello. He grinned. Where have you been?
Bee-land.
Welcome to Miseryland.
Hi, boy.
Come on, me.
Sometimes in sunshine.
Welcome to Miseryland. Miseryland worms look like this. They don't burst into song. They burst into tears. He sits on his throne all day long with tears streaming down his face. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw a signpost. To Miseryland.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No!
And when the birds wake up in the morning in Miseryland, they don't burst into song. They burst into flame. It really is an awful place.
You've got it.
You've saved me.
It really is an awful place.
You've got it.
Then she laughed.
All friends together, round and round we go.
Out of the corner of her eye, she saw a signpost.
We come Tit Village.
She gave him a big smile. You're under arrest, said the soldier. Come with me at once.
But why is smiling not allowed?
Laughed Little Miss Sunshine.
Stop laughing! Imagine you're watching Ben Helton or something.
There. Now you can be happy.
Do you know what it said now?
You are now entering Laughterland.
Hello. He grinned. Where have you been? Well, I'm not telling you.
Sometimes in sunshine, sometimes in style.
And suddenly, she gave him a big smile. You're under arrest, said the soldier.
Up to her eyes he'll come.
Oh! And Little Miss Sunshine, been on holiday. A soldier, what do you want here?
I want to see the king.
And suddenly, she smiled a big smile. Where have you been?
Miseryland.
I didn't know there was such a place.
There isn't.
Wake up! Grab brush and put a little makeup. I discuss the pain when I shake up. Why'd you leave the kids up on the table?